5 quick tips to set up your social media marketing. Setting up social media marketing can seem like a huge task. There are many elements that you need to consider, but setting up your social media marketing is setting your business up for success or failure. This presentation will guide you through some quick tips to setting up your social media marketing and starting your brand on its journey to success. First, you need to set goals. Think about what you would like to achieve ultimately. You can then narrow it down to smaller targets, but you should definitely outline big and small goals. A timeline could be an effective visual roadmap for where you want your brand to go and how your marketing can achieve this. You should come up with some initial numbers that you would like to reach and some steps that you can take to reach them. Preferably, you should create goals or targets with deadlines and actionable steps. Secondly, you need to define your target audience. You'll need to understand who exactly your target audience is in order to reach them effectively. First and foremost, you need to know which social media platforms that they use. Then your content can be strategically placed in places where they will see it. You also need to understand them demographically: age, location, income, values, beliefs, etc. Third, research. You need to understand your industry and competition. Determine trends and hashtags that you can take advantage of. Look into your competition and see how they are succeeded and how they are failing. Fourthly, check your analytics. If you have already begun to post, check your analytics and see the reach of your posts, who they're reaching, and does it align with your target audience, and whether they are receiving engagement. You'll need to periodically check your analytics and see if they align with your goal numbers. Are they on track? Or if not, how can you fix this? Finally, stay up to date. The biggest tip that can be given when you start or continue your social media marketing strategy is to make sure that you're staying up to date with the industry. Schedule time periodically to create new content. Check your analytics. Refer back to your goals and check in with your competition. Do not get left behind. Make sure you're staying at the top of your field and that your audience continues to remain engaged with your content. To briefly summarize, you'll be able to get the most out of your social media marketing by continuing to remain aware of it. Do not neglect it. Like a houseplant, your content should not be overwatered or neglected. It should be studied, repositioned, fertilized, and revitalized. How collaboration can improve your social media marketing and gain new followers. An incredible form of social media marketing is collaboration. Collaborating with another creator can be a mutually beneficial method for content creation and reaching new parts of your audience. This tutorial will briefly guide you through some of the different kinds of collaborations and how they can be an asset to your social media marketing strategy. Other people in your industry are not necessarily enemies. Whilst they may be your competition, building connections and relationships with other brands is essential to longevity and gaining collaborative opportunities. You do not have to collaborate with your direct competition, but collaborating with similar, like-minded brands can open new opportunities and show your brand to new parts of your audience. In essence, you should collaborate with brands that complement yours. There are different types of collaborative campaigns. They work differently and will require different levels of effort or investment on your part, so determine which would work better for you. Partnerships. Partnerships can be longer-term ways to build connections with your industry. They will often require multiple posts over a longer period of time that will aim to build a strong, lasting connection between your audience and your partner. General collaborations. General collaborations tend to be smaller projects with a short-term goal. Often will require generating new content either for or with another brand. Cross-promotions. Cross-promotions can be as simple as sharing another brand's content in exchange for them sharing yours. Often short-term, with smaller results, they are still a great form of exposure. Content placements. Placing your content within another kind of content. whether it be a showcasing of a product or sharing of post. Much like a branded laptop appearing in a movie, it can be a less obvious form of collaboration. Sponsorships. Usually paired with an ad, gaining sponsorships is a great revenue stream for you and a way to show your brand success. After all, if other brands are willing to pay you to promote their products, you must have a level of success. Beware of overwhelming your audience and doing too many. You can reach out to them to discuss possible collaborative opportunities. You could explain what you hope to gain from collaborating with them, traffic, engagement, audience growth, and what they will gain from you. Coordinate and set expectations for creations and timelines. It is essential that you have open, honest, and clear communication. If it goes poorly, you do not want to be blamed or have to stop future collaborations with others. Check their analytics and engagement, as well as the audience that they reach, and to make sure it aligns with your brand and targets. Collaboration does not always have to be an orchestrated thing of creating new content. Simply sharing content, credited of course, that similar industry players post could be a good way to build a relationship. It is important to make sure that your audience will respond well to any collaborations you undertake, so make sure the other party appeals to your audience and aligns with their values. In conclusion, collaborations are an exciting way to rejuvenate the content that you are creating. Not only can it lead to some unique content ideas for your own brand, but it can also help others. It will grow your exposure and add professionalism to your brand. So do not be afraid to collaborate. You have no idea where it could take you. 4. Do not just post things as a business. Include a persona in your posting. This means that your post should not only be marketing, you should also be posting slightly more casually to build a connection with your audience. People want to interact with people, not accounts, so make sure that your marketing strategy allows you to be a person too. 5. Interact with your audience. In order to be successful, your audience will need to feel like they can trust you. The best way to do this is by interacting with them. Reply to comments, answer questions, and try to build a community that your audience can feel like they are a part of. 6. Make sure that you have a good quality content. Your content needs to be of good quality and enticing to your audience. Having decent quality content is the best way to grow an audience and encourage them to purchase your product. How to use social media marketing to gain followers. It kind of goes without saying that you'll need followers in order for your business to succeed, obviously. You could have the best content in the world, but if your marketing strategy is bad, then you'll not have the audience in order to maximize the returns from your business. In this presentation, you'll learn some quick tips for using social media marketing to gain followers. To begin, you'll need to understand your target audience and their media usage. Develop a detailed demographic outline of your ideal followers. Things that you will need to consider include their age, location, income, gender, education, interests, beliefs, and values. Standard elements of marketing. First and foremost, you need to make sure that you're on the same social media platforms as your audience. Otherwise, your followers will not grow. You should place your business in the places where the majority of your audiences exists. You can and should cross-post, but you need to target your campaign specifically to your audience on the platform. Check your competition. Understand how they connect with your dream audience and find ways to insert yourself into this arena. See also the kind of campaigns, promotions, and collaborations that they run and how or why they are effective. Good social media marketing requires a lot of introspection and a lot of analysis. This gets easier with time, but it is imperative to success. A good quantitative test of the quality of your content and the correlation that has with your follower growth is to run a specific campaign. Run your analytics before beginning and decide on some goal numbers. Do a campaign, try something different. Put a lot of effort into it. Run your analytics afterward and see if you met your goals. New followers, interactions, click-throughs, comments, shares. Did you meet your goals? You should be using appropriate hashtags and location tags that do not spam them. Do research into the most effective hashtags. Check that growth and interaction over time. You may need to update them. You'll need to use popular but not flooded hashtags. Find the medium where your audience will find you. One of the biggest tips would be that you need to interact with your followers. They need to feel like they are a part of your brand and your business, and that you're not simply using them for business purposes. The secret to social media marketing is to appear like the brand is a real person, which of course you are, but it needs to feel like you have an authentic connection with your followers and that you genuinely care for them. It is also essential that you remember that there is a difference between having a lot of followers and having followers who are engaged with your content. There is no use having an abundance of followers if that does not translate into sales. You should aim to have engaged followers who interact with your content and purchase your product. These are high-quality followers. In conclusion, the quality of followers is more important than the quantity. Aim for engaged and appropriate followers. This is how your business will grow. Easy ways to update your social media marketing strategy. The only thing that you can truly do wrong when it comes to updating your social media marketing strategy is neglecting to update or analyze your strategy. There's a chance that since you started your social media marketing, the environment has changed, and you could be a little out of date. This presentation will illuminate some ways that you can update your social media marketing strategy. First of all, you need to analyze your current strategy. Presumably, what you're doing is yielding suboptimal results. Otherwise, you would not be here. So to begin with, take a good hard look at your current strategy and results. This is known as conducting a social media audit. Some of the important elements that you'll need to consider include what is working and what is not working. Are you reaching your audience? And are they engaging with your content or ignoring you? Are you an audience on the platforms that you are using? Do they use platforms in the way that you have previously thought? How is your competition doing? You should also spend some time looking at your competition as well as your favorite brands. How did they use social media? How is it effective? What about their content makes you feel connected with them? How can you take elements of these to improve it? You'll need to have detailed answers to the above questions in order to fully get to the bottom of which elements of your strategy need to be updated. Once you know all this, you should set new goals. Decide what you want to achieve and when you want to achieve it. Setting out tangible goals with actionable steps is an effective way to make sure that you're on track to reach larger goals. Make sure that you understand your target audience. You need to understand the people you're trying to reach and how they use media. If you feel you've hit a lull, you could invest in some new visual branding. Give any logos, colors, fonts, and design choices an update. Make sure they are consistent and professional and align with the message you want to portray. You also need to ensure that the persona that is the voice or face of the brand is consistent in tone and style. Again, it should also appeal to your target audience. Track keywords, topics, and accounts. Make this a part of your tasks periodically. Don't get left behind. Make sure that you're keeping up with what is trending and effective. Create good quality content. Make sure your content or your product aligns with your brand and your audience. Your content should reflect your brand and be of high quality, including a call to action to ensure that your audience engages with it. You should also develop a posting schedule. You should post consistently and frequently, but not so often that the quality of your content suffers, to make sure that your audience consistently sees you on their feeds. Additionally, you should be engaging with your audience. Make sure you are available and accessible for them, and that your persona appeals to them. Finally, you need to evaluate and re-evaluate. Check your analytics and see whether your approach is working. Periodically evaluating your progress and goals will ensure you remain up to date and in the best control of your social media branding strategy.